Good evening, I am Tomas Guevara, and this is the channel Rewriting the Reality. Subscribe to this channel to be at the forefront of this shift in consciousness that we are experiencing. In today's episode 1, I'm going to tell you the history of J.C. Leyendecker, whose full name was Joseph Christian Leyendecker. He was a prominent American illustrator born on March 23, 1874, in Magdeburg, Germany. He immigrated to the United States with his family at the age of 8, settling in Chicago. Leyendecker's artistic talent was evident from a young age, and he eventually traveled to Paris when he was 19 years old to study at the Académie Julian in Paris. Probably nobody remembers him now, and that is why I am telling you his tragic history. Leyendecker's career took off in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, primarily in illustration and advertising. He became renowned for his distinctive style, which often depicted idealized men figures with impeccable draftsmanship, bold colors, and dynamic compositions. He is perhaps best known for his iconic advertisements and covers for the Saturday Evening Post, a popular American magazine. One of Leyendecker's most enduring contributions was his creation of the Arrow Collar Man, a fictional character that became a symbol of masculine elegance and sophistication in the early 20th century. His illustrations helped shape cultural ideals of beauty and style during this period. This Arrow Collar Man was Charles A. Beach. His relationship with Charles A. Beach was both personal and professional. Charles A. Beach was Leyendecker's model, muse, and life partner. The two men met in Chicago in the late 19th century and began a romantic relationship that lasted for over 50 years. Beach served as a model for many of Leyendecker's illustrations, including his iconic Arrow Collar Man advertisements. Beach's handsome features and athletic physique inspired Leyendecker's idealized depictions of masculinity, contributing to the enduring popularity of the Arrow Collar Man character. Beyond their professional collaboration, Leyendecker and Beach shared a deep personal bond. They lived together in New York City and later in New Rochelle, New York, where they maintained a home and studio. Despite the social stigma surrounding their relationship at the time, Leyendecker and Beach remained devoted to each other and were well-respected members of their community. Their partnership was an integral part of Leyendecker's life and work, influencing both his artistic style and personal happiness. Beach's influence can be seen not only in Leyendecker's illustrations but also in the enduring legacy of their relationship, which challenges traditional notions of love and partnership in the early 20th century. Throughout his career, Leyendecker's work had a significant influence on American illustration and advertising, and he became one of the highest-paid illustrators of his time. His artistic legacy continues to be celebrated for its technical mastery and lasting impact on popular culture. Leyendecker's career declined in the 1930s as tastes in illustration shifted, and because he was rejected by the society for his gay preferences and because of the Great Recession of the 1930 decade. Leyendecker had a significant and influential relationship with the Saturday Evening Post, one of the most popular American magazines of the early 20th century. Leyendecker's association with the Saturday Evening Post began in 1896 when he sold his first cover illustration to the magazine. This marked the beginning of a long and fruitful partnership that lasted for over 4 decades. Leyendecker's distinctive style and ability to capture the essence of American life quickly made him one of the magazine's most sought-after cover artists. His illustrations, often featuring idealized figures engaged in everyday activities or seasonal celebrations, became synonymous with the Saturday Evening Post and contributed to its immense popularity. Leyendecker's covers for the Saturday Evening Post helped shape the visual culture of the early 20th century, reflecting the aspirations and values of American society. His images captured the optimism and dynamism of the period, portraying a vision of American life that resonated with readers across the country. In addition to his cover illustrations, Leyendecker also contributed interior illustrations and advertisements to the Saturday Evening Post, further solidifying his association with the magazine. His work played a significant role in establishing the Saturday Evening Post as a cultural institution and helped elevate the status of illustration as a respected art form. Leyendecker's contributions to the Saturday Evening Post continued until the 1940s, when changes in editorial direction and artistic tastes led to a decline in his commissions. However, his impact on the magazine and American illustration endured, and his covers for the Saturday Evening Post remain iconic symbols of the era. Overall, Leyendecker's collaborations with brands like Ivory Soap and Subaru demonstrate his versatility as an illustrator and his ability to create compelling imagery for advertising purposes. His contributions to advertising helped shape the visual culture of the early 20th century and cemented his reputation as one of the most influential commercial artists of his time. His association with Ivory Soap is perhaps best known through his iconic advertisements for the brand. He created a series of advertisements featuring cherubic children and mothers, often depicting scenes of cleanliness and purity associated with the use of Ivory Soap. Leyendecker's illustrations helped establish Ivory Soap as a trusted household brand and contributed to its marketing success in the early 20th century. His connection to Subaru is less well known but still significant. He created illustrations for Subaru advertisements in the early 20th century, contributing to the brand's promotional efforts. Leyendecker's distinctive style and ability to capture the essence of American life likely helped Subaru attract customers and establish its brand identity during this period. Leyendecker's homosexuality had a significant influence on both his art and his career trajectory. While Leyendecker's sexual orientation was not widely acknowledged during his lifetime due to social norms and the need for discretion, it undoubtedly informed his portrayal of masculinity and his choice of subjects. Idealized masculinity. Leyendecker's depictions of idealized, athletic men, such as the Arrow Collar Man, were likely influenced by his personal attraction to men. His illustrations often featured strong, confident figures with chiseled features and impeccable grooming, reflecting a homoerotic sensibility that appealed to both his own preferences and societal ideals of masculinity. Intimate relationships. His romantic relationship with Charles A. Beach, his longtime partner and model, likely influenced the emotional depth and intimacy portrayed in his work. Although Leyendecker's illustrations were often romanticized and idealized, they also conveyed a sense of genuine affection and connection between his characters, reflecting his own experiences and desires. Subtle coding. Due to the social stigma surrounding homosexuality during Leyendecker's time, he had to be subtle in his expressions of queer identity in his art. While direct depictions of same-sex desire were taboo, Leyendecker may have incorporated subtle coding or hidden symbolism into his work to convey themes of homoeroticism or same-sex desire to those who were attuned to such references. As for his decline, several factors contributed. Changing tastes. As artistic trends shifted in the mid-20th century, Leyendecker's idealized style fell out of favor. The rise of modernism and abstraction diminished the demand for realistic, illustrative art, leading to fewer commissions for artists like Leyendecker, who specialized in representational work. Decline of illustration. The decline of the golden age of illustration, coupled with the increasing dominance of photography in advertising and publishing, also impacted Leyendecker's career. Illustrators faced stiff competition from photographers who could produce images more quickly and affordably, leading to fewer opportunities for traditional illustrators like Leyendecker. Personal challenges. Leyendecker's personal life may have also contributed to his decline. While he remained successful for much of his career, personal struggles, including his increasing social isolation and declining health in his later years, may have affected his productivity and creative output. Overall, Leyendecker's homosexuality likely influenced both his art and his career trajectory, shaping his depictions of masculinity and intimacy while also presenting challenges in a society that often marginalized LGBTQ+ individuals. The arrow collar was a prominent brand of men's shirts that became synonymous with elegance and sophistication in the early 20th century, largely due to the iconic advertising campaigns illustrated by J.C. Leyendecker. Here's a brief history of arrow shirts. Founding of the Arrow Collar Company. The Arrow Collar Company was founded in 1851 by Cluett, Peabody & Company in Troy, New York. Initially, the company specialized in manufacturing men's collars, which were detachable and worn with separate shirts. These collars were popular during the Victorian era and allowed for easy laundering and replacement. Introduction of arrow shirts. In the late 19th century, as fashion trends shifted towards more casual and comfortable attire, Arrow expanded its product line to include complete shirts, rather than just collars. The company began producing high-quality, ready-to-wear shirts for men, incorporating innovations in fit, fabric, and construction. Collaboration with J.C. Leyendecker. In 1905, Arrow launched a groundbreaking advertising campaign featuring illustrations by J.C. Leyendecker, who created the iconic Arrow collarman. Leyendecker's illustrations depicted handsome, well-dressed men wearing arrow shirts and collars, embodying an idealized vision of masculinity and sophistication. The Arrow collarman became a cultural icon, symbolizing elegance and refinement. Success and popularity. The Arrow Collarman campaign was a resounding success, helping Arrow shirts gain widespread recognition and popularity. Leyendecker's illustrations appeared in advertisements across various media, including magazines, newspapers, and billboards, further solidifying Arrow's reputation as a leading brand of men's shirts. Cultural impact. The Arrow Collarman campaign not only promoted arrow shirts but also influenced popular perceptions of masculinity in fashion. Leyendecker's illustrations set new standards for men's advertising, emphasizing style, confidence, and aspiration. The campaign helped shape the visual culture of the early 20th century and left a lasting legacy in the world of advertising and fashion. Later years, Arrow continued to thrive throughout the 20th century, adapting to changing fashion trends and consumer preferences. The brand remains synonymous with quality and style, expanding its product offerings to include a wide range of men's apparel and accessories. In conclusion, Arrow shirts achieved iconic status in the early 20th century, thanks in large part to the groundbreaking advertising campaigns illustrated by J.C. Leyendecker. The Arrow collarman became an enduring symbol of sophistication and elegance, helping Arrow establish itself as a leading brand of men's shirts with a lasting impact on advertising and fashion. He passed away on July 25, 1951, in New Rochelle, New York. Despite his later obscurity, his work remains highly regarded among art enthusiasts and scholars, with retrospectives and exhibitions dedicated to preserving his legacy. To finish, let me tell you that during the years 1970 to 1974, Arrow was my preferred brand of shirts, and they were distributed in Costa Rica in a store that was in Avenues 1st and 3rd, Street No. 6 in downtown San Jose. The history of Leyendecker can be watched in Paramount Plus under the name, coded, The Hidden Love of J.C. Leyendecker. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel.